Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Alabama officials say all the people first reported missing are now accounted for. Now, cleanup and recovery efforts are underway. In the wake of those tornadoes, officials in one eastern Kentucky county are preaching the importance of being prepared. And life is slowly starting to return to a semblance of normal following massive flooding in Leslie County last week.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 4:59 on Thursday, March the 7th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Well, if you're getting ready to head out the door, go to work, go to school, warm up your car a little bit because there's some frost on your windshield this morning. Let's bring Brandon in. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, but it's not as cold as it has been, so that's some good news for you as you're heading out the door. There's actually a 30 on the current temperatures right now. Let's take a look across the region on the satellite radar composite. Not a whole lot of cloud cover just yet, but we will see that as we head over the next couple of hours. Look at that. Jacksboro at 30 this morning. Lots of mid to upper 20s across parts of the Cumberland Valley, Kentucky River, and up into the Big Sandy. Not as much of a wind chill this morning. You'll definitely need more coffee, though, as you head out the door. It's still in that category, and temperatures will climb into the low 40s with cloudy skies. They can't rule out a straight chance for a passing shower. Lots to talk about coming up in the full forecast, which I'll have here in a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, we'll be back with you. Well, Alabama is in recovery and repair mode today. Parts of the state are still in shambles after deadly tornadoes tore through earlier this week. As John Lawrence reports, forecasters say more storms could strike soon.
Flags at half-staff in Montgomery honoring the tornado victims.
There's nothing left standing. Everything's in shreds. And that means the hopes and aspirations of people are at this point in shreds.
Lee County was hit with the most severe twister, an EF4 with winds reaching 170 miles per hour. 7 funeral homes are hosting services for the 23 people who died, and officials say the community is financially helping those in need. Granadis Baker's home is destroyed, but he and his family survived without harm.
Man, every day I wake up, it's a beautiful day for me. Now, from here on out, no doubt, no complaining, no nothing.
The brunch he was making minutes before the tornado struck is one of the only things in the house left undamaged. As cleanup and recovery efforts are underway, residents are bracing for another possible patch of rough weather. The National Weather Service reports severe thunderstorms and tornadoes are possible this weekend.
There's a lot of uncertainty about what tomorrow may bring, but the one thing we flat do know, there is certainty in the resiliency of the people of Alabama. We've done it before. We'll do it again.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, President Trump is scheduled to visit the state Friday. Now, those deadly tornadoes in Alabama serve as a reminder of how important it is to be prepared. Yesterday morning, Kentucky held the annual statewide tornado drill as part of Severe Weather Awareness Week, which included a test of tornado sirens. Boyd County Emergency Management Director of Information Technology, Chris Hutchinson, said while methods of warning people have expanded greatly, the sirens still serve a practical purpose.
There are still people who either choose to or have not decided to adopt smartphones which receive this type of alert.
All 120 counties participated in yesterday's drill. Meanwhile, flooding in Leslie County is starting to clear out finally, and now crews are assessing the damage it's left behind. The emergency management director says many of the roads that were underwater last week are now drivable. There are about 10 to 15 homes that are still trapped by water near the confluence area. We met with one woman who has had to stay in a hotel.
My family's been out of our home for 14 days now. We've had to stay in a hotel so that I can teach school and my son cannot miss classes. And we've been out over $2,000 already.
And the National Guard was in the area the last few days, but they left Tuesday night. In other news this morning, we are learning more about a school bus crash in Indiana that injured dozens of people yesterday morning. A relative of one of the students says the bus swerved to miss a car and crashed into the back of a garbage truck. Multiple students were taken to the hospital as a precaution. One student was taken to Cincinnati Children's Hospital. A witness at the scene says one student had 2 broken legs and another student had to get stitches. One student on the bus talked about the moment the crash happened.
I was just riding on the bus, playing on my phone with my friend, and all I saw was dust, and I heard people screaming and people just yelling, and I was on the back of the bus. I already knew what to do. I went to the back of the bus. The guy was helping me out and stuff, and then after that, it was in total chaos.
The garbage truck driver was outside of the truck at the time and was injured by debris. The driver was also taken to the hospital. Well, students at Middlesboro High School are learning hands-on skills for mock disasters. Students in Luke Gilley's aviation classes are working on simulated coal mine mock disaster situations using drones and robots. Gilley says by inviting the local air evac team to talk to students, it helps them see how the skills they are learning can be applied in careers in their area.
It's anytime that I can apply it to something that people actually do in this area, it gives the kids more of an inspiration to work, and it gives them more of an outlook on what they'll be using it for.
Air evac members talked to the class about their careers to go along with their course. Well, thank you for getting your day started with us right here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, it is National Cereal Day, so grab a spoon and a bowl of your favorite brand and celebrate.
We definitely won't be celebrating the forecast for the next couple of days. I'll break down a tricky system coming up in about 3 minutes.